Child, so at this point, it must be crack cocaine. Or I don't know what the hell it is, child. But between Thugger, I did a lot of shit to live here lifestyle. They are on the internet streets exposing jail calls and interrogation videos. So not Young Thug got the whole world hating Gunna, which I still love Gunna. Love his album. It's the best album out. And come to find out, you might be a ratatouille. I don't know, child, but between Thugger and now we on part 137 of the Funky and Tamar beef, like Little Miss Jack-o'-lantern, Little Miss Muppet Baby, Baldhead Braxton, or whatever y'all call her. I was a fan of Tamar last week and cursed all of y'all out about making fun of her fatal accident. Child, so Tamar came down to the internet, did a live video, talked about Mendice's Funky and all of the other stuff. Funky still going at her on the internet. Cause it's Saturday, I'm just gonna wrap it up. This will be the last interview we talk about the saga that is Funky and Tamar. Child, we also gonna talk about Claudia, because why is Claudia allegedly joining Love and Hip Hop Miami? Or at least she gonna be on this upcoming season. So is that why you was hating on the Real Housewives of Atlanta girlies? You hating from outside of the club? And you didn't went down to Love and Hip Hop? I don't know, friend. We got a lot to talk about. Also, Trish came down to Millachon and said a little something about her divorce and posted some shit too, talking about some custody. Visitation is not custody. Come on, say y'all, I don't give a fuck, G.I. Jane. What? I just read what the black and white said on the papers. I can pull up the papers. I guess, child. And we also gonna talk about Destiny and Nell, because they finally have their little sit down and tennis match about Lance. And I told y'all I was gonna give y'all some tea on the BM, but the BM said, and I said, zip it, flip it. Okay, exactly. But Destiny, she been around. You probably know her. Exactly. Anyway, friend, so welcome back. Happy Saturday. It's been raining all day here. I've been literally in the bed watching Power. I had to scrub my cell phone up. I was like, child, let me go run my errands, give me a cocktail, do what I'm gonna do. Anyway, so get you a little cocktail. Make sure you subscribe. Y'all know I'm trying to get to 17,000. I think, how far am I away from 17,000? I don't know, but make sure you subscribe, child. And if it's rainy, share me to your friends. Let them get a snickle and giggle, especially if she mad at her nigga. Exactly. Anyway, first of all, let's talk about Claudia. So I believe the Bravo Shade Room, Mr. Housewives, a bunch of different blogs posted Claudia Jordan. And then I go on Claudia Jordan's stories, and yes, Claudia Jordan reposted her doing a green screen. So then when you click the original reel, the caption says, Love and Hip Hop Miami, the Claudia Jordan. I said, what? Now, Claudia, you tell everything else on that Reality with the King, but you damn sure ain't tell us that you was getting ready to be on Love and Hip Hop Miami this season. And is that why you going in on the Housewives girlies? This is what kind of immediately I was like, when people kept saying that Claudia wanted to be back on the Housewives, remember all of y'all was in the comments, and I believe Claudia said they asked her back, but she declined or something. So why would you decline being on the Housewives, but take a position on Love and Hip Hop Miami? I don't get that. Unless I don't know if she's going to be a full-time cast member. Maybe Claudia is just doing a guest appearance and she's friends with one of the new cast members. Because I don't see how she could be on Love and Hip Hop Miami when Claudia lives in Dallas. Claudia lives in Dallas. Exactly. Unless she's, I don't know. I don't know, child. I don't know if she's dating. Maybe Claudia's dating somebody in Miami and she'll be down there, or I don't know. I don't know. I was like, even if she was friends of, who would she be friends with? Trina? I don't see Claudia and Trina being cool. Maybe Amara La Negra? But I think Claudia real enough to go ahead and tell Amara how stupid she is. I don't know. That's just what the tea is on the streets, child. Claudia reposted, so I'm assuming she definitely is doing a green screen. And usually if you just like a visitor, usually visitors of the show don't get green screens. Usually green screens are only for cast members. So I don't know, child. Tell me, would y'all be here for Claudia Jordan being on Love and Hip Hop Miami? All I know is y'all need to bring Suki with the good coochie back. If y'all don't follow Suki with the good coochie on Instagram, her Instagram be funny, live. I want to see that shit on Love and Hip Hop Miami. Cause outside of what's Ray J White Princess, outside of Princess slapping the dog shit out of Amara for flirting with Ray J, the season wasn't giving that much. Bring Suki back, bring Bobby back full time, and let Bobby do his own thing. I don't want to see Bobby's storyline surrounded around Trina because Trina got a bad attitude. If you bring Trina back, expose her husband. Well, you ain't got to expose her husband, but just, I ain't even finna talk about her and swerve Trina husband, Trina with the bad attitude. I don't know, child. Tell me if y'all be here for watching Claudia Jordan on Love and Hip Hop Miami. And so, Carlos, are you going to be reviewing Love and Hip Hop Miami since Claudia is on there? Or she may have a guest role on it? I was so perplexed. Are y'all as perplexed as I am? I mean, I would rather have Claudia on Real Housewives of Miami. Now, you could throw Claudia in Real Housewives of Miami and mix it up with the Larsa Pippins. I think Claudia would have spoke up for Gertie when old girl threw that water on her. Now, I would have been here for Claudia being on Real Housewives of Miami because it makes more sense. Even though she's not a housewife. That's just a minor detail. Exactly. I don't know. But tell me what y'all think if y'all see Bobby, Suki with the good coochie, Trina, Amara La Negra with her pedophile ass baby father, allegedly. And then Claudia Jordan thrown in the mix in Miami. Maybe if Funky go down to Miami because we know they cool. I don't know. Tell me what y'all think about Claudia and Love and Hip Hop Miami. Let's wrap. Speaking of Funky, let's wrap this Tamar shit up. Let's wrap. I woke up this morning like, I know you a bald head lie. I know they's not still beefing, child. Girl, anyway. So Tamar does this live. I seen it this morning. I think she may have posted it last night. So she does this live. She talks about the Mendices thing. She said it's nothing like what the blogs are trying to make it out to be. So what is it? Is he your Splacavelli? I still think that she's talking to Mendices. That's my final answer. She said that she didn't do any drugs. Y'all know the dentist came for her and said that in her expert opinion that the injuries were due to sleepwalking. If this was Married to Medicine and Dr. Heavenly was trying to tell Dr. Roger Rabbit and Dr. Jackie about a medical thing, they would quickly let her, you're a dentist. You're a dentist, so you can't tell us what happened. Tamar, how you gonna try to get the public to believe some medical information from a dentist? I can see you a medical professional, but you're not a real doctor to tell her, in my expert opinion, I think that you were sleepwalking. You could tell me about periodontal disease, gum disease, abscesses, crowns. I need a new crown, bitch. I don't know. A lot of people didn't believe what the dentist said because Tamar literally was on live, bald-headed, putting on a fresh face of makeup. I'm talking about setting powder and everything. The nose didn't look cracked. The teeth look freshly veneered. Like, it don't look like you was just in a pool full of blood the other day. But I digress. Anyway, she talked about Funky. She mentioned him. She was like, the blogger, he never liked me. He was never my friend. I don't want to speak to him again. Now, even though I feel like Tamar is dead wrong in this situation, after the response that Funky gave after he kept talking about her, because she was like, yeah, I'm a Muppet baby. I'm a Muppet baby, kind of making fun of it. I would never be friends with a person like that either. I could never be friends with you after you dragged me on the internet. And the name calling to me makes me think that you already thought of me like that. Like, so if I get into it with somebody and the first thing they say is, you dirty, ugly, fat bitch, you always felt that way about me. Because even if I get into it with you, if I got love for you, I'm still not going to say no shit like that, because that's not the first thing that pops into my mind, and I don't see you that way. So I don't know, girl. But she was talking about how she be trying to be a good friend, how she be paying for stuff, and da-da-da-da-da. Child, so then Funky responded earlier. This was around noon today. He said, you didn't pay anything for me. The sign and the sparkler said Tamar. I didn't even want to be there. Talking about the video of that night when they were at the club. And you know when they was getting walked in to J2, I believe that's what it, no, V12. I said J2. When they was going to V12, child. And I, like a G6. And y'all remember that song? We fly like a G6. Anyway. So he also said this Funky. He said the whole internet saw the fact that I didn't even want to be there. I hate the club. I was trying to go home. You begged me to come. I'm not the rest of them folks you be with. I pay what I weigh. Every time we go out, I always pull my card out and pay, because I never wanted you or anyone else to think I needed or wanted anything from you. I'm one of them types of people too. Especially if I have a friend that's popular or have a lot of money. I want you to know that I'm just your friend because I'm your friend. You know what I'm saying? I like that. Anyway, he said you wanted to go to V12. You drank them people liquor, so you paid for it. Ain't that how it go? Why am I reading this Why am I reading this in his voice? Anyway, I got one implant and the right side of my face was swollen for 4 days. Your whole mouth fell out and your nose came. Baby, Funky said your whole mouth fell out and your nose caved in. Yeah, here you are making appearances and videos. I love when the lies take care of themselves. Not that bitch whole mouth fell out. I'm sorry, Tamar. You literally did this to yourself. And the fact that I was Team Tamar and it's been a drastic change of events, a 180 on your ass, it's crazy. Speaking of 180, I'm going to tell y'all about how the Jeezy concert went at the end of this video. Exactly. Anyway, he also said, then paid that Spanish lady to lie, talking about the dentist. You did 4 days in the hospital and had oral surgery to fix all your teeth, and now you are in perfect condition to appear in public with no bruising or swelling. If all that's true, then I'm Britney Spears. What y'all grilling this weekend? He ate down a little bit. He did a little meow meow, a little bit of munching on your top, Tamar. I don't know why Tamar keep talking. If I'm Tamar, I'm going to let the bullshit pass. And they said that she had a manager and a publicist. Why are you coming down here doing these lives? Especially when you have a project coming out. I wouldn't clear up shit until I'm doing the interviews for my project. Let the public think what the public gonna think. You should have let the public think whatever about Mendices, whatever the shit with Funky. You shouldn't have said a word, and you should continue to promote your album and your release. Leave all the mystery and shit, and then once it's released, people are gonna want to interview you. You could talk about the music, and then you could discuss all of the rumors. Girl, where's my 20%? Where is it? Where's your scooter? Exactly. Anyway, child. So then, after the live, everybody was commenting underneath the live, dragging Tamar, all of these things. Tamar then posts this. What's Tamar saying? Y'all said she was a Pisces, I think. Tamar said, y'all won. There is no more album, and I'm going to my farm, and you will never hear from me again. I'm sorry for everything. Okay, little Miss Rosie, pocket full of posy, ash girl. So now you going to a forum. We didn't tell your ass to go to a forum, bitch. We didn't even tell you to come tell us you had an accident and you look like a jack-o'-lantern. We never had to know that at all. This whole thing with Funky back and forth, you never had to continue posting subliminals about that man. Or better still, you could have been a good friend and came out to the public and said, hey, Funky didn't have anything to do with my teeth being missing. I'm sorry, This is textbook lack of accountability. You brung all of this on yourself. You didn't have to you didn't have to come tell us none of this shit. Literally. You didn't even have to get Funky involved. Of course, he escalated it. Did escalation? Escalatoria? I think so. The moral of the story is, Tamar, get away from us with this. Please go to the forum and lay an egg. Please, Pooh. Please. I'm sick of Tamar. And y'all know I was team Tamar, but I'm sick of your bottom ass. I know you a Braxton, but like I said, I know Tony tired of you. And at this point, we are too. Exactly. Let's talk about Love and Marriage Huntsville real quick, child. And then we're going to talk about Young Thug and his snitching ass. Got the internet in the shambles. That's why I ain't had no gossip. I've been too busy with the rap boys. Y'all know I'm a rap girly at the end of the day. I just gossip on the side. But my true passion is rap beef. That's my true passion. Exactly. Let's talk about Love and Marriage Huntsville real quick. Okay, so y'all know the other day I read y'all the divorce decree between Trish and old boy. Dang, I was gonna open the thing back up, but I don't know if I saved it on this laptop. What was I getting ready to say? Okay, yeah. So I read the little divorce decree, and in the divorce decree, it did say that they were granted joint custody. I believe that this is the verbiage. They were granted joint custody, and then it outlined all of the visitation guidelines. Trish posted on her story, custody and visitation is not the same, in all capitals. I'm like, okay, exactly. Anyway, so I got this via Millichan. She posted a video earlier. I guess she was DMing or messaging Trish back and forth. Trish sent her a paragraph. You know, when it comes to Marques, this is what kills me about G.I. Jane. When it comes to Martell, mum's the word. What did y'all call her? A ventriloquist doll? Because she barely would say anything. But anything regarding Marques, she is happy to run till the blogs, pass off messages, and all of the other things. I don't care what nobody say. I feel like if they was alone and calm, they'd have the hottest sex. They have some angry ass makeup sex. It is giving sexual tension. Anyway, though, she said that he has to go through. Trish is saying that Marques allegedly has to go through all of these different hoops in order to achieve visitation. So he has to get a place. He has to get the utilities in his name. I read that. He has to get a place. He has to have utilities in his name. And what was the last one? That he has to have 3 clean consecutive drug tests. Now, she said, this allegedly, I just got this from Millichan, child. I guess this is what Trish was saying. Trish said that he came to court high. And the judge allegedly said, hey, if I gave you a drug test now, you couldn't pass it. And allegedly, he was high on weed. He said he had marijuana in his system, allegedly. We don't know because I wasn't in court. You got to be a bold motherfucker to go to court high. I can see if you got a bag in the car or a blunt rolled up in the car. So, you know, after you leave court, it's a celebratory blunt. You know what I'm saying? I can understand that. But baby boy, I know you ain't show up with them gray eyes. That was literally gray. I don't know, child. But this is what Trish saying, and we know Trish is a LAB. So I don't know. I wonder, did she address the part that Ken gotta go or she gotta go? What was the tea with that? Because on one of her posts, she said she ain't gonna say shit all September. She just gonna pop out with a new life. Do your new life include a new address? Like, tell us about that. I don't like when people come and only tell us tea about Marques. You just came and gave us some tea about Marques. What about you? What's going on with Ken? Did y'all discuss this on the season finale? Because they was just on vacation filming the season finale. Ken was on the boat with the guys. Will was there too. So did you discuss that amongst the group? Did you talk about the kid having to leave the house, allegedly? Or what's the tea with that? I don't know, girl. Anyway, so we also got a new little clip for the new episode. Mind you, an episode not coming on tonight. Ready to Love took a break for next week. Heart and Hustle Houston next week. And Love and Marriage Huntsville. I don't know why OWN keep taking all of these breaks. I guess because it's the holiday weekend. But it's raining this weekend. We can catch up on all of the shit. You should have aired it. Because we go still... First of all, we can still watch our shows on Friday, Saturday. We still gonna go out Saturday. If we go out and get fucked up Saturday, we gonna watch all of them shows on Sunday when we recovering in the bed. I know from experience. And then we still got that extra day on Monday to barbecue, make a little potato salad, baked beans, or whatever the case may be. I might throw some cabbage in there. Tell me if y'all go barbecue. Are y'all cooking this weekend? Exactly. Are y'all gonna barbecue? Tell me what y'all barbecuing so I can have an idea. Anyway, so on the clip that we're gonna get next week, Destiny and Nell sit down. And of course they talking about the Lance situation. Destiny is telling Nell, yeah, me and Lance was already going through what we was going through. And Miss Nell was like, well, what was y'all going through? I didn't know that. And Destiny is like, well, do we have to keep y'all updated on what we got going on? Well, bitch, if you want us to respect whatever the hell y'all got going on, then if I don't know, then how do you expect me to respond? I don't know, child. She also said, Destiny was saying, your T was saying that I was making googly eyes when your son was out making babies. I said, well, damn. Well, damn, Miss Nell. What you got to say to that? If she was making googly eyes to Twine, she talking about Twine. If she was making googly eyes to Twine, your son was out here with a girl pregnant. But now I'm starting to think, because I know what I know now, Destiny, you probably knew that he was still talking to that girl or messing with somebody else or messing with one of his little tenders. You wasn't giving him none. So I don't know. I'm still kind of on the fence on whether Lance should know. But nevertheless, don't keep dragging this Lance shit out. Destiny, you wasn't having sex with him. Just tell us you was messing with Twine and get Destiny clean on out the door. Bring in the other Fletchers. Let's talk about Lexi. Bring Lexi back over for dinner and look Chris Nim. Exactly. And bring Lance BM on. I know she don't want to come on exactly, but you should. Exactly. Anyway, so tell me if y'all still tuned in with Love and Marriage Huntsville. Carlos was all in the OWN comments today, child, because people was like, throw this show away. Somebody said this show is trash. He was like, paper or plastic. And then somebody else was like, they just throw this show away. They just grasping for straws. And Carlos was like, paper or you know what I'm saying? He was commenting. He was trolling the comments or whatever. I guess because he bored because the show ain't coming on tonight. He just decided to get in the OWN comments and start trolling y'all ass. But that's neither here nor there, child. Tell me if y'all still on board for Love and Marriage Huntsville. I feel like they need to release another trailer for the second half or something. Because it's giving, y'all had a little bit of a high with the Maurice and Martell conversation. Like everybody just pointing out the fact that Maurice is a lying ass bitch. But the momentum is just not there. The momentum not there. The spark is not there. Tisha Tuesdays is a flop with a capital fucking F. Even Wanda can't stir up no YouTube drama. You know what I'm saying? To keep it just exciting like that. I don't know, child. Like I said, I'm more interested in Heart and Hustle Houston. Mind you, I'm sorry I didn't miss the reviews. I'm going to do like a recap. Probably tomorrow. I'll do like a nice little recap of Heart and Hustle and what I missed. But tell me what y'all think about the love and marriage Huntsville shit. Trish coming down here speaking on a divorce situation with Marques, and then Destiny still talking about Lance and having a baby. Girl, we don't give a fuck. We don't give a fuck. Exactly. Anyway, so last but not least, I want to talk about this. So this just for my hip hop girlies. That's why I put this last, because I know some of my aunties, y'all might not know who all I'm talking about. But my favorite, a favorite set of my like rapper guys back in the day was Rich Homie Quan and Thug. Like when they first came out, like when Rich Homie Quan came out with I'll Never Stop Going In, front to back, no skips. And that was the first summer I lived in Dallas. I had a Mercedes. I thought I was the shit. I thought I was the shit, Fred. Anyway, so I always love the rapper guys, love the rap scene, love Atlanta rappers. So, this is what the tea is. In case y'all don't know, since Thug got out, he been throwing cheap shots at Gunna. Basically trying to call him a rat. Y'all know all the rumors. Meanwhile, Gunna last album called The Last One. If you like rap music, go listen to it. Because I love the whole album. Love, love, love the whole album. I love, we get fucked tonight, we get fucked tonight, we get fucked tonight. It has Burna Boy on it. Forever Be Mine with Wizkid, great. Again, Just Say That. It's just so many bangers on the damn CD. And it's his last album under YSL. So that's why it's called The Last One, because it's the last album that he has in the deal. So after this album, he free. He ain't connected to Young Thug, nothing. Now, as far as I'm concerned, with all of the hate that Thug been coming out with about Gunna, I feel like it's jealousy, because even with all the snitching labels or whatever, every album Gunna has dropped since he been out of jail has been heat. Nothing but heat. I still love all of his albums. Now, recently, this started on Thursday, I think. Thursday or Friday. So, they released a jail call. Hold on, no. First, they released audio of Young Thug talking about Wayne's car getting shot up. Remember when Lil Wayne, when Thugger first came out and he was with Baby, and Wayne and Baby had got into it because Baby allegedly owed Wayne a whole bunch of money from his albums. So they were low-key trying to use Thug to replace Wayne or to antagonize Wayne. So Thug was talking to these detectives. He was in jail on an unrelated charge, got called into a room and was excuse me. And was talking to the detectives. And in the audio, you heard Thug say, yeah, about Wayne and shooting up his car. They said Roscoe did it, but I don't want to mess up y'all investigation and da-da-da. So, baby, if y'all saying that Gunna is a snitch and everybody else a snitch, this is probably the textbook definition of a snitch. If you saying, girl, I can't find my wig. Girl, they said Shelly took that HD up out your closet, but, So I was shocked, appalled, and bewildered when I heard the audio. Then after that, there were rumors that he was speaking to a First 48 cop, and they have like the documents where Thug's lawyers were trying to get the man banned from testifying. Girl, then yesterday, they dropped some audio of him on the phone with Lil Baby. They call him Wham. They call Little Baby Wham in Atlanta. So in the audio, he was talking about QCP, the CEO of QC, Migos, all of them. Anyway, girl, so he was calling him a snitch. He was telling Lil Baby he a snitch, and Lil Baby, you crazy for fucking with him. So on. So then QC came back this morning and posted some shit like, you dirty punk ass, broke ass rappers. Why would I even, you know what I'm saying, acknowledge y'all dudes, because you're actually the one who's snitching. So we got QC on his ass, QCP on his ass for calling him a snitch to Lil Baby on the phone. Then we get 21 Savage. They leaked another call, another one of Young Thug calls with 21 Savage. And allegedly, he was this one of Thug's brothers basically took a deal too and got out. So I don't know if he's being classified as a snitch. I'm not too deep in the streets like that. But he said that he told him to take the deal. But then when he was on the phone with 21 Savage, he told 21 Savage, man, I ain't said no shit like that. So both of these is your voices. So when I tell y'all the exposing of Young Thug at this moment is crazy. Because it's like, did you tell him that or did you not? Was you lying and cackling on the phone with 21 Savage? It's giving Mariah the Scientist. You was doing all that holding him down, but his ass was on the phone gossiping like a motherfucker when he was in jail. He was gossiping with all of the dudes in Atlanta. Because he didn't got caught on the phone with Lil Baby gossiping about P. 21 Savage lying about whether or not he told this man to take a deal. Then you on tape. Then the last tape was him talking to the I guess prosecuting attorneys. And he was like, I made promises. I'll tell y'all what y'all want. Just don't tell the world. Give them my cell phone number. James St. Patrick would never. James St. Patrick or Tommy Egan would never. Girl, I guess my whole thing is the fact that everybody acted like slime. For those who that's Young Thug did. Slime. Free YSL, free slime. The way everybody from Atlanta and all around go up for Young Thug and regarded him as one of the kings of Atlanta, at least with the street-ish. Remember he got into it with YFN Lucci. Everybody turned against him. Everybody then turned against Gunna. I even had a fight with my little ex-boo about Gunna because I love the album. I don't want to listen to that rat shit. I don't want to how the fuck you feel about this then? That's what I want to know. If I was talking to him, I would ask. No, child. Anyway, so 6ix9ine, the biggest snitch of all snitches, he then came out and was like, y'all pick and choose. Because when it came to me, y'all called me the biggest rat. People still reference 6ix9ine as being a rat. I told you I don't fuck with rats. Y'all constantly mentioning 6ix9ine as a rat. But now Young Thug is turning out to be even more radish with radish behavior. He's literally a rat. A radish. He's a radish. Girl, anyway. So the Atlanta boys been getting into it. They've been getting into it. Ralo, for those of y'all who don't know Ralo is on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. He had just got out of jail. I think he was hanging around Spice during the scene. He's on this season of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. For those of y'all who don't know, Ralo did a lot of time, but he was regarded as like one of the biggest, like the biggest. Like he used to be beefing with Thug them back in the day. Like, yeah, allegedly. So anyway, but he been going off all morning. I think at like 6 o'clock this morning, he posted something like, Thug, F that nigga. He tried to divide the whole ATL, have everybody mad at YFN Lucci, had everybody mad at Gunna. He turned everybody against Rich Homie Quan, made Rich Homie rest in peace because I love me some Rich Homie Quan. Anyway, so now it's like, damn, why everybody going against? Now everybody is going against Thug for allegedly snitching. And the whole time you was trolling everybody else about being a snitch, but now your calls and videos, now your calls and interrogation videos are being leaked. Girl, and you know DJ Academic's having a field day. He done had Whack 100, everybody chiming in on whether or not Thug is considered a snitch. Did Gunna leak the audio? This all allegedly. DJ Academic, DJ Fatademics, Fatademic said that Gunna did this just in time because Gunna released his last album, the last one, and then he's alleging that Gunna may have had something to do with all of these leaks, identifying him as a snitch. which these are public records. Some people saying that Fannie and the government is doing it as retaliation because they lost the case. So they may feel like, hey, we lost the case, but we go feed him to the streets. He's not going to have any more respect in the streets because they're going to know that he a snitch. Or was it just some random person had it out for Thug, requested all of the calls and interrogation videos, and leaked it to the public? And said your career as, if you are the leader of the YSL gang, that'll be no more. Girl, I don't know what's going on with the rap boys. Exactly. And Lil Baby, are you going to side with P? Because we know P is the one who put Baby on. Or you going to side with your big brother, Slime? I don't know, y'all. Tell me what y'all think about the whole snitching in the streets shit. Do y'all think Young Thug is fake as hell? Fake as a $4 bill for snitching on folks all the time, all the while calling Gunna a snitch, when all Gunna trying to do is feed his family and make some fire-ass music? Child, I guess. Anyway, so tell me what y'all think about the rap boys fighting down in Atlanta. I don't know what's going to happen to the future of Atlanta with the rap guys exactly. I hope everybody remains safe. I kind of feel like, though, which I didn't live in Atlanta during the time that Ralo was out on the streets or something, because a lot of people, my first thing was like, why? I feel like everybody is so openly speaking on Thug because he on probation for like 10 or 15 years or something like that. So that they know that he can't say too much on the internet. He can't say too much on the internet. You definitely can't get active. You better not. You better sit this one out unless you want to take your ass back to jail. So I was wondering, I was like, is everybody so vocal because they know that I don't even think Thug can be in Atlanta, like unless it's like for certain birthday parties or some shit like that. So I don't know. I was like, is everybody becoming a tough guy because they know that Thug can't really get active or really say too much on the internet? But I don't know. They said some of these guys already been street dudes. I don't like Woody. The one dude, the bald-headed dude, I don't like him. Anyway, tell me what y'all think about all of the Young Thug drama. Tell me what you think about the Love and Marriage Huntsville. Are y'all sick of even watching the damn show? I'm sick of hearing about Destiny and Lance that's dried up, it's washed up. Trish, stop. Trish, come tell us the E-True Hollywood story, friend. Exactly. If that's what you want to do an interview with me, do an interview with somebody and give us the full story. Don't just come here telling us that Marques walked in the courtroom high as a kite. High in the motherfucker, drunk in a kite. Oh, speaking of that, I had such a blast at the Jeezy concert, y'all. I probably ain't had that much fun in a minute. So if Jeezy is in your city, go and get the ticket. Is 1,000% worth it. When I tell you, when I walked in, it was a jam session. Before the concert started, it was a jam session. Everybody, it's formal wear. Everybody looks so good. It ain't nothing like seeing a theater full of black folks dressed up, black suits, white tux, long. I was like, okay, yes. No drama, no nothing, just drinks, partying. Jeezy, he performed like half of the show with the orchestra and was giving real classy bass. And he was like, y'all, we gonna sweat out these tuxes and dresses tonight. Da, 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 da. And baby, by the time he came back out, like, it was a blast, child. A super blast. It was probably like the best night I've had in a long time, child. Best night of my life. Gotta get to the paper one time for the... Okay. Tell me what y'all think about the Funky and the Tamar drama. Was she full of shit all along? And I wonder why Funky ain't let it go. Because every time she say something, I forgot his last little post was like, and her next act, hold on. His last thing, the last thing he said 2 hours ago was, in her next act, she gonna start acting like she about to hurt herself. Tamar, please don't do it, girl. If it get that bad, go see your therapist. Go talk to your mama and your sister and just leave the internet. Please go to the forum and just leave the internet, friend. Exactly. Anyway, That's all I got, friend. I love y'all. Make sure you comment, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe so you can snickle and giggle with me. I'm not sure if I'm going out, so if I stay in, we can snickle and giggle. Anyway, I'll talk to you later. Bye, friend.